That's part of the question. I'd like to ask you about the use of the term ananda. One way is with the ananda mykosa, which is a state, I guess of extreme joy or bliss or ecstasy, and that's temporary and an expression. It's another experience. But then they mention ananda in terms of sat chit ananda. So what's the difference between the anand in sat chit ananda and the anand in terms of the ananda mykosa? Because they both use the same word, anand, but they must both have different meanings.
So,
really, I'm more interested in what's meant by the anand in sat chit anand, because it can't be an experience or in a state.
Have you gone through the book Absolute Reality and
I did it last year, so I should do it again. Yes.
So I have discussed that.
Okay.
Here, the Satchit Ananda means not Ananda, Ananta. Ananda means infinite. It is not an experience. Ananda is an infinite.
Now I remember this. Yes.
Sat means the existence. Sat, Sit, Ananta. Satchidananda. Sat, Chit, Ananta. Satchidananda. Sat means the existence. Chit means knowing. The knowing, capacity of knowing. That is Chit. Ananta means infinite. Actually, what is infinite is the Chit alone is infinite. What is Chat? The Chit alone is the Chat, Sat. The Chit alone is existing. The knowing alone is existing. That is the real nature of the Atma, is the character of knowing, feeling, so conscious, aware. So the awareness, the feeling, the knowing, it is the quality of the Atma, that is the quality of the Brahman. Both are same. Brahman and Atman are same. The basic quality is the Chit, that is knowing, the knowing capacity.
The knowing
capacity. That is the basic structure. That alone is that is the existing. The real existence, the real living thing is the Chit. The real living thing is the knowing capacity. So that alone is the existing, and we cannot measure the knowing capacity. It is immeasurable. It is infinite. So that is the. But the Anandamaya Gosa is associated with the experiences. You are having many kind of experiences. One of those, the bliss consciousness is also same. Apart from that, the bliss consciousness may be noble. It is highest. And that is related to the Anandamaya Gosa. But the Satchit Ananda is different. That is the expression of the Anant is infinite. The infinite. Anta is the end. Ananta is no end. So endless. That is the quality of the knowing.
And so that knowingness, that knowing capacity, in a sense to the mind is unknown. Unknown. So it's that knowingness that knows this is anger, there's sorrow, there's I-ness. And that knowingness
whenever knowing, it is an expression of the basic structure of knowing capacity.
Right.
The knowing capacity expresses in the feeling of consciousness. The basic structure of Chit is the awareness.
Right.
That is the basic structure. The basic knowing capacity is in the form of awareness, the total awareness. But it is expressed in the form of various consciousness. Some emotion, good, the anger, fear, sorrow, everything is the expression of the pure awareness. So what we feel is only the consciousness. We feel only the consciousness. But even though it takes the role of a consciousness, it has some self-evident nature. For example, the other person cannot feel the emotion of one person. We ourselves has to know ourselves. For example, if I have a wound here, we can feel the pain of the wound. it is self-evident.
Right.
We need not touch, the other person cannot touch and feel, oh, you have the pain. We cannot say like this. It is self-evident. The wound is expressing itself in the form of pain. So in this way, whatever is known as consciousness, it has self-evident nature.
Right,
So self-expression nature. So that alone, the self-expression nature comes from the awareness. The awareness is having the knowing capacity. So whatever, even though you are having the consciousness of very emotion, it has the knowing capacity. Underlying the each and every consciousness, some knowing capacity is there. Then only all conscious feeling has self-evident nature. So that is even though it is expressed in the form of bodily expression or in the psychological expression, everything is the expression of the knowing capacity, the awareness, the Atma. That is the Chachidānanda.
And so that knowingness really is, I could say, unknown to the mind. And also it's unchanging because it can't be known.
Because all that we know is only the expression, some limited expression. That limited expression cannot contain the unlimited.
Right.
So we are having the limited expression, but even though it is limited, it has a source. It is connected, as it is connected to the source, it has some self-evident nature, some knowing capacity.
Right, I see that. And so then the mind takes over and it says, I'm the knower, I'm the knower. But even that is known when I say I'm the knower. So it's the knowingness that even knows that when I say I'm the knower, that.
So actually, the knower also has some conscious expression. The conscious expression is the reality of the knower. But we have a picture about some memory, we attach some memory to the knowing capacity. As the knower, we are having some quality through our memory, and we define the existence of the knower. We explain the capacity of the knower. So all this, the details is only the memory. And the memory alone, even though it is having some consciousness of I am, the I am is the real existence belongs to the awareness. But in the superficial level, we have the memory. So we are having some joint venture as memory and the consciousness, memory and the awareness, and totally we have the feeling of I consciousness. So when we feel the I consciousness, we feel the I consciousness as to be somebody, as I am somebody, as I am this or that. So we come to a definition with regarding to our memory. So our memory tells us that I am somebody, I am so and so, I have some responsibility, I want this, I don't want that. So all this comes.
And then that memory, when it comes up, it takes over the role of the knower. It says, now I'm the knower.
I am the knower.
I am the knower. But the knower itself is unknown. But yet it knows everything.
The real knower is unknown.
Unknown.
The real knower is the awareness, but it will never claim I am the knower.
It can't claim that, because the knowing capacity is always here. Just like the Sat is self-evident, the chit is self-evident, because I can't deny I am, I can't deny my existence.
But whenever it has no necessity to feel anything. So it is there, but it has no necessity to feel anything. So whenever it has to feel something, then only it can say, I know something. So there is no necessity to know anything.
Right. No necessity to know anything. And that's, I guess, where sometimes the fear comes in. Is the not knowing of anything at all. How do we function without that?
So here, when in the level of the intellect, we must be in the role of some knowing some things. So here, the knowing some things alone is all good. But But we need not go to the unknowing level. So only in the deep sleep and deep samadhi we can go to the unknowing
to the
state.
unknowing level. Yeah.
But we need not absent ourselves. We need not dismiss ourselves. With the existing state, with knowing some things, this and that, that is good. There is no wrong in it. But at the same time, we should not be within the grip of the knowing, with the grip of the knowing something.
Right. Because when you were just saying there about the knowing, because the impression you get, certainly when you read Ramana's teachings and others, is that we can turn our attention back to the knowingness itself, and that which is when we ask who I am, we come back to, and that's where we're trying to still objectify the knower.
Oh, yeah. But it is also we are trying to objectify some other thing.
Yeah.
But you need not objectify anything, because the person we are trying to look into the back of oneself is also the looking factor is also the real awareness.
Yeah.
But we do not know the looking factor itself is the awareness.
Yeah.
We ignore the little thing alone is to try to get back to the original source. Actually, the original source itself takes the role of the little self also. The little self, the little knower, the person who is looking, everything is the real self. The real self is the awareness. But the real self does not have any necessity to go anything, reach anything, look into itself. There is no necessity.
There is no necessity.
Only the thing which is having some limited consciousness, limited sensation like this, then only want to be absolute or anything. But the very searching for absolute is the denial of the absolute.
Is the denial of it, right? Wow. Yeah, because that's what the search is to search, to try to grab on, for the mind to try to grab hold of the knowingness.
Yeah.
And like I said, objectify it, which is impossible.
Impossible. But anyhow, the mind is functioning with the help of the basics knowing. But anyhow, it does not know. It itself is functioning with the help of the knowing. Itself is the functioning with the help of the awareness. Unaware of that, it is trying to know some other thing instead of its originality.
It's part of the knowing. Yeah. Can't be separate from the knowing.
It cannot be separate.
The psychological world is concerned, the very idea that everything is happening only with the help of the awareness itself. Nothing is on the part of the superficial layer. Because everything is happening, everything is going on only with the help of the basic awareness itself. This understanding is enough. But the psychological world is concerned. The external world is alone only the superficial layer of the mind, because it has some technique. So it has to measure this and that in a technical way. This is a man, this is a tree, this is a meals, this is mountain. So some all technical knowledge is it is a divisive in character. So we have to divide. We have to divide and select something. This is right and this is wrong. This is correct and this is incorrect. So all this way, the technical knowledge is necessary. So the knowledge is important related to dealing with the external world.
Yeah.
But the psychological world is concerned, the absolute philosophy that everything is the function of the substratum, everything is the function of the awareness itself is enough. So the Advaita or any philosophy, everything is same. They are also telling that you have no work on your hand, everything is run by the absolute reality, everything is done by Brahman, everything is done by the Atman. So it is correctly fit to the psychological world. Psychological world is functioning like that. Right. So we need not separate anything. This is my action, this is the action of the Atman or awareness, this is the action of the consciousness, this is the action of awareness. We need not divide. Yeah, we have to take everything is the action of the awareness itself. So we should not find any role on our part to do anything psychologically. But physically it is okay. Physically we can use our mind in the superficial level and we can, for that only the intellect has to understand, because the deciding factor is the intellect. The intellect has to understand, so everything is done by the pure awareness itself, in the psychological world is concerned. And in the external world is concerned, there we should not attach the philosophy. Everything is done by the pure awareness. If you take the pure awareness is the source for everything, the pure awareness is the cause for the wrong and good in the external world, then we cannot function in the world. So here we have to discriminate. This is good thing, this is bad thing. Then only we can have an idea what to do or not to do.
In the external
world. So in the psychological world is concerned, this philosophy that everything is done by God, the awareness is the basis of everything, is absolutely fit.
Because there was one time when someone asked you, or you said, the only difference between you and me is, you said they're the same things, motions, mind states that come and go, but there's no controller.
No controller.
And that's where, and when you said that, I thought, wow, and I could feel his fear. Because that's seems to be the fear of the mind, is to give up, to see that it's not the controller. And to no control.
No control.
No controllers. Free and yet very challenging to the ego, let's say.
But in the psychological world is concerned, we have to take everything is the absolute.
Yes.
Even though the control may be there, let it be we have to consider as the awareness itself.
Right.
Not the consciousness. Even though it looks like a conscious existence, we have to take it to be the awareness.
Yeah.
We have to take it to be the absolute.
Okay.
We should not discriminate anything. This is something, some limited. We have to connect it to the unlimited.
So even the controller we shouldn't see as good or bad.
Yeah.
When it's there. It's just another expression.
The expression of the awareness itself. We should not give him a little name. So we have to give it the absolute name. It is the expression of the awareness itself.
Okay. Yeah.
But it did not go. Let it be there. But we have to take it as the awareness itself.
Okay, so when we take it as awareness of self, then it's not so little either, because that the controller or the identification with the controller keeps the world very, very small. Very small.
Yeah. But there is no harm in the existence of the little I consciousness. It doesn't matter. But let it be the expression of the awareness itself.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Then there's no separation.
No separation.
Yeah.
But in the psychological world is concerned, there must be Advaita. Even though it looks like Dvaita, it must be Advaita.
It must be Advaita. Because I see how I make that the controller an obstacle that I must get over somehow, or it must disappear somehow, rather than just seeing it as any other expression of the awareness itself. Everything's fine with this controller. It can't be there.